Hey, what is up, guys? Excuse me, that's a bad way to start off a video. But anyways, so this is Iron Bomber here, and today I'm bringing you a little bit different of a video than usual. It is still going to be about Half-Life 2, but this is a type of lore video, I'm going to say. I'm talking about Half-Life in general, just its history and everything like that, just so you can get a better understanding of it. But so it all began back in Black Mesa, where Gordon Freeman was a scientist there, and he was tasked on trying to bring in a different, it was trying to stop a different species from coming in, and because the Vortigaunts, which are the alien species that were trying to come in, their world was being attacked by the Combine, which we are fighting now. And the bad thing about that is the Vortigaunts were, like, I don't know, anti-friendly at the time because they were getting their home world invaded by the Combine, so they were forced to come into our world. And when Gordon Freeman tried to put a stop to it, it opened this portal called the Residence Cascade. And what it did is allowed for zombies, Vortigaunts, the little Goomba barnacles, as I call them, and a bunch of other alien species into our world. And as this was happening, he tried to just like run around Black Mesa and try to put a stop to it. Excuse me, I got a voice crack back there. And he had a bunch of these different weapons, and he was trying to get them out of Black Mesa. But then the U.S. military came, and they decided to just wipe out all the scientists, every single person in there that actually had something to do with the Residence Cascade. And only a select few scientists made it out. One of them was Wallace Breen, and he's pretty much the bad guy of Half-Life 2. And what he is he's the administrator that the Combine have selected to run the humans, because they thought that the humans might warm up a little bit more to another human, so they chose him to kind of like rule us. And so after he was chosen, everybody just was like horrible. Everything sucked. And then once this guy, Gordon Freeman, he tried to like rebel, I guess. And then he got Barney Calhoun, which was also in Black Mesa. He gave the famous line at the beginning of the game, well, semi-famous line, it's not really famous, but he said, "Catch me later and I'll buy you a drink." And then that's why in the beginning of Half-Life 2, he states that, "About that drink I owed you," which is basically him saving him, which I guess that counts as the drink. But so after that happened, a bunch of other people started joining Gordon Freeman, and they started trying to rebel as well. And then they started a rebellion. And sooner in the game, there's more rebels that you try to fight with. And the Combine starts like getting note of this, so they start trying to end the rebellion. And they bring in a bunch of their advanced weaponry and all that kind of good stuff, and they just try to completely eliminate everybody because they don't want another rebellion starting. So yeah. And then throughout this game, we are trying to kill Wallace Breen, and we have to make it to the Citadel, which is that big blue building. And and what you got to do in there is you have to stop him from teleporting to another, or to the Combine, I guess, world, which is where the Vortigaunts originally came from, but the Combine took over. So he's trying to teleport there so he can be safe from Gordon Freeman and Alex Vance, which is the girl you find when you get into Dr. Kleiner's lab. And what her importance is that she is the daughter of Eli Vance, which he was also from Black Mesa, and so was Wallace Breen. And what they did is they were kind of, well, Wallace Breen was the guy that nobody liked in Black Mesa, and Eli Vance, Gordon Freeman, and Barney Calhoun were like best friends in Black Mesa. And there's also like break-off games of that that show the U.S. military's point of view and what their like thing is. And there's also one that tells the story of Barney Calhoun, and they're all like original games. They have the same graphics of the original Half-Life, which aren't the greatest, but the graphics don't really matter in the old Half-Lives because it's the story that those games tell, in my opinion. And there's Half-Life 2 Blue Force, or there's Half-Life Blue Force. There's the military one, I forget the actual name, and then the Half-Life before this one is called Day Zero, which is kind of like this thing that goes between the Black Mesa people. But anyways, that was my Half-Life 2 lore video. If you liked it, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, everybody.